I think we got the motivation. I think we got the heart. I think we got the emotion. I think we got the culture. I think we want it. We know we want it. We got a plan. We got a way to go. And I think you've been coached and taught everything you need. And I believe that your success or failure now depends on you, and that there's very little we can do beyond what we've done. I believe you've been empowered and inspired. I believe now, if you will identify the reason you need to succeed, and if you will put that forefront in your brain and call on it, I believe you now have everything you need. When I was 12, my dad was the scoutmaster, and he was a salesman and all of that, but I was a paper boy. And there was a turkey contest. Dad, at that time, the funny thing about top salesmen is that they have lows as well. I don't know of a $1 million round table guy who hasn't had an off time in his life. It happens. And this particular Thanksgiving with 8 children, there was even a question if we were going to have a turkey. I mean, it was, Mom never worked in her life. Dad believed in being the breadwinner, and Mom never worked, and Dad was bringing home the bacon. But it didn't look like there was going to be a turkey. At least that's what I thought. And the Mesa Tribune had a competition where the most new enrollments would win a huge tom turkey for Thanksgiving. And I wanted to win it really bad. And I went through my paper out, and I knocked every door, and I asked for subscriptions. Would you like to subscribe to the Mesa Tribune? I've said it in my sleep 1,000,000 times. Would you like to subscribe to the Mesa Tribune? And I wasn't cutting it. It wasn't happening. I was off. Something was wrong. And I remember at the end of my paper out, if you go about 2 blocks on your way home, for me, my Uncle Philip lived, who got me started with pigeons and everything else. But I stopped by my Uncle Philip's, and he said, "What's going on?" And I said, I'm failing pretty bad. And he says, "I can see that, but what's happening?" And I said, I can't get a subscription. He said, "Well, tell me how you're doing it." And I told him, I'm knocking doors. My zone leaders worked with me, and they showed me how to do it, and I can't get a subscription for the life of me. He said, "Well, let me give, why do you want it so bad? I mean, I said, "Well, there's a turkey contest going on, and I need to win that turkey so we can have a turkey." And he says, "Well, is that important to you?" And I started crying. I'd had a bad day, man. I wasn't a big boy at 12. I mean, I was a big boy, but I was a mama's boy. I mean, by the time I got to school each day, I was homesick for my mom. And that particular day, I cried, and he says, "Whoa, stop that." He wasn't a gentleman like I am. That's not kind. But he said to me, "Here's something." He says, "It's really important to you." I said, "Yeah." He says, "Here's what I want you to do. He says, "I want you to go back and knock that last door." "Which door is it?" And I showed him where it was. He could see my last door from his house. And I said, "It's that house right there." He says, "What happened last time you were there?" I said, "There was nobody home." "Is there someone home now?" "I see that car there." I said, "Yeah, but they're not going to want to do it." He says, "I want you to go back and knock that door." He said, "And this time, from the time you ring the doorbell until the man answers, I want you to repeat in your mind over and over until that man answers the door. I want you to say, 'Mama, this turkey's for you.'" He says, "You say it as many times as you can until he opens the door." Now, I can't finish the story because I will bawl, but I'm going to tell you, I said, "Mama, this turkey's for you," 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 times. I can't tell you why, that's magic. But when the door opened, I was standing taller. I spoke differently. I said different things. And the man invited me in and signed up for my paper. And 4 days later, I won the turkey for the most subscriptions anywhere in Mesa because of one thing. I knew why I wanted to win that turkey. That lesson has never left me. I know why I want things. I am not a great organizer, and I am not a great goal setter, But if I know why, I will win.